Okay, on a recap, looking at the grid here, we did a trade in the morning. It did reverse up. We had a hedge, and it turned out to be profitable about a few points. Now, in the meantime, what you need to do, you need to toggle between the time frames to find another fractal. Okay. Now, about 11:30. We have a typical decaying fractal, very classic. You have a low bump up here, equal leg, equal leg. Okay, did I measure it? No. I looked at the form, all right, and that told me that we would probably top out somewhere around here. We had a 2 point stop. We got about 20 points on the trade. All right. Again, you have to toggle between the time frames. Now, what's going to happen next? I don't know until we find another fractal, like we did at 11 o'clock. What I'm looking at now, okay, on the micro time grid, macro, pretty much the same, nothing happening there. We have a typical 5 down here. Okay, that means it's a growth fractal. It's going to bounce, which it did. All right, we're looking for another setup here. The only thing available right now would be the 3 hour time frame. Okay. Now, we had a rally here. Not too much we can do. What I would do after we break 45.50, that would be a good entry point, unless we find something here in between. Now, going back to our trade on Friday, now, granted, during the day, you're going to have spikes up and down, okay? But the original fractal is holding at the top, all right? Now, once we break the bottom here, the trend will be lower. So the game plan now would be to find an appropriate fractal somewhere in the area here where we can enter and we can do another trade going down. Currently, we have nothing available. We'll have to wait. You could enter here. Um, well, you're talking a 13-point risk. Yeah, a little too high for me. Okay, but let's take a look here if we have any Fibonacci, right? Yep, there we go. Okay, that particular fractal rallied up to the 78% level. That's a good turning point. Uh, Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. All right, but that's a good indication that we may have a top here in this area. Uh, if you want to enter, well, yeah, you're assuming a lot of risk. Rather than doing that, I would want to assume a 2 point risk and then do a trade down. Okay, like over here. Over here, well, I don't know. If you're brave enough, yeah, you could probably do a trade here, depending on your trading style, and I'll probably continue to go down. But again, too much um, risk right here. I wouldn't do it. What I want to do, uh, you do a toggle between all these time frames and try to find another entry point to do a trade down. Okay, over here we have a chaos. Too much going on here. We want a clearly defined fractal. All right, this one is pretty nice, and especially we had a slider bottom right here that led the rally. Okay, that began the rally. So you had a bottom fractal here, it rallied, and you wait until another fractal appears. The bottom, the top. What's going to happen next? We don't know until another fractal began. In addition, we had a growth fractal here, which kind of led to rally up. You need to look at all the time frames. Okay. We're down 1 point. Again, okay, the market is flat today, right? But we made about 20 points. So it really doesn't matter if it's a bear or a bull market. Uh, we always have a opportunity to find a trade everywhere. Okay. Now I did point out in the morning about the call option here. If you were quick enough, options they're pretty dangerous. You gotta be careful. But we did. I think we got about. We got a good swing down on there, and I mentioned you would want to buy a put there. Okay, because again, we have a decaying fractal, um, and it went down, and now it's going back up. How far? We don't know. We'll have to go back to that particular option and find out what is occurring on the different time frames. Granted, that would be pretty time consuming, so I would let that go and kind of concentrate on what's going to happen here. Now, we do have another slider developing here, right here, and we'll have to wait to find out what happens there. Now, um, if we kind of make a pause right about here, that may be a good entry point. Okay, if the this would be a slider top, a growth fractal. If it begins to fail up here and break the band here, that would be a good entry point at 55. Then you put your stop around here, around 62. Too early to tell right now, but when you break the band, time to get into the trade. Okay. Kind of early here. We'll have to find out what happens, but right now, keep your eye on the slider here. And if we break the band, you can go short. And then on the larger fractal here, okay, we break the band there, the trend's going to be down. Okay. Uh, all day long, we look at the different time frames and we have to make sure we have a clearly defined fractal. They are going to jump around, but you have to kind of buckle up and look at the moment and then you do the trade. Overall, we did pretty good today. We'll see what happens. If I find another trade, I'll let you know. Now, I do present a setup. Okay, that that would be port A. Okay, port B, you have to wait for the setup to be confirmed and confident that you can do the trade. All right, all day long we'll have a setup. Okay, but if I write, go long, put your stop there. Okay, that's a trade. But in the meantime, we're observing and looking at the possibility what may happen. Wait until I tell you, do a trade going long, do a trade going up, and then you're in. I give you a stop, and you can do a hedge in addition. Hank Radicki, signing off.